gamer show. Beep boop bop beep bop beep bop bop. Filler music. Beep bop beep up boop 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 boop. Opinions. Hot takes. Video games. Welcome to the show. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Gamer Show with Harrison Putnam. My name is Harrison Putnam. How you guys doing? So, I have always, I guess we'll go over like kind of what is the phrase? Wow, I'm completely butchering this intro. Housekeeping. We're gonna go over the housekeeping first. So the idea of the show is I've always wanted to do like a morning show, like a morning video game show. So the plan is if this kind of takes off and people really enjoy it, I would like to try to do I think trying to do 5 days a week of a morning news show for video games may be a bit too much for me starting off. So my plan is probably putting out an episode every Wednesday and Friday. But for now, I'm just going to stick to Fridays and just kind of do a recap of the gaming news of the week, kind of the bigger news, stuff I want to talk about. And then based off that news, I'll probably do a couple of topics that I wanted to discuss. I may talk about new releases at some point. I'm not going to do that today because quite frankly, I don't know what came out this week, but I'm going to talk about that. I'll probably, talk about some games I've been playing. It just kind of depends. So yeah, the idea of the show is, again, just kind of like a morning show. I'm going to upload this probably 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Friday for now. See how you guys like it. Please let me know how you guys enjoy it. Again, it's just going to be a very, very chill show. Good morning. If you guys are watching this in the morning, good morning to you guys. I am recording this at night. I work a 8 to 5 job, so it's kind of impossible for me to record an episode in the morning to get it uploaded. But again, my kind of goal is to live stream it. Eventually, maybe in the future, being able to live stream it at least once a week on Fridays or something like that. Maybe do like a pre-recording, Tuesday and upload it Wednesday morning, and then do like a cool, chill live stream on Friday. So again, good morning. Drink your cup of coffee, orange juice. I like to wake up with a fresh glass of orange juice in the morning. I like extra pulp in my orange juice. I like to chew my orange juice. It really gets me going in the morning. But for now, I've got a little Bacardi Mango and Coke Zero to watch them calories. Don't knock it till you try it. It's actually a very good drink. So cheers. And we've got a pretty exciting show. There's a bunch of stuff that happened, and as the show evolves and stuff, I'll probably add some graphics and all that good stuff. I got some stuff from Amazon that I'm gonna put over here in the corner to add some lights and stuff to the set, the set, whatever you want to call it. But so yeah, I'm excited to do something like this. For those who are subscribed to my channel, I will be doing the same kind of, usually weekly uploads I do sometimes it's based off of news, or sometimes, if it's something that I want to speculate, or, other topics I've been trying to dabble into, doing reactions to like video game trailers and TV shows and stuff like that. I know the Resident Evil Netflix show dropped today, so I want to check that out. I've been watching The Boys from season 1, never watched that, so talk about some of that stuff. But going into the future, I probably won't be talking this much at the very beginning with all the housekeeping stuff. Just wanted to get that out there since this is the first episode. But again, very chill episode. Some water is about to come down here because my water is right there. My office is in the basement, so it is what it is. Sometimes it might come down. I don't know. I'm probably not going to edit it out. This show, again, very, very chill, relaxing show. I will edit here and there for it to make sense. But again, very, very relaxed, unedited kind of show. So I'm excited. So big news of the week is Bayonetta 3 finally got a release date. It's coming out October 28th of this year. That was kind of the last big thing that we didn't know about of this year for Nintendo. I know Jeff Grubb speculated that we're going to get the Metroid Prime remaster, so that may be the last thing that gets announced. But this is probably it for Nintendo for the year. So either way, I'm super excited. It looks really good. I've played a little bit of Bayonetta 1. I haven't touched 2, so I'm probably going to try to at least finish 1. It is getting a physical copy on the Switch, and that comes out September 30th. So I think it's $30. So if you guys like physical items, go pick it up. I think that's cool that they are finally releasing that physically instead of just. I think it just came. I think you can buy it separately from Bayonetta 2 on the Switch. But I'm sure, I think it's the same price. I think it's $30. So, finally got Bayonetta 3. It looks really awesome. There's I can't remember the name of it, but it's the non-risque mode where it's not going to show like skin, because the Bayonetta is very, it's like hypersexualized. So she's got, like, if you guys don't know what Bayonetta is, she's a witch. She has really long hair that covers her body, and that's her suit. And as she attacks, that's what she's using as her hair. And she's also got like handguns and guns on her feet. It's a really cool action game. I don't know why I didn't finish it, because I actually started it again this year and fell off pretty hard. So I'll probably jump back into that. But that kind of leads me to kind of the first off-topic of the show, is I think with Nintendo's, the way they're kind of handling their announcements, I know there's been rumors of a July Direct. There's pretty much a rumor every single month for Directs for Nintendo, but since we didn't get the proper June Direct, the E3 Direct, the Game Fest Direct that we are used to getting in June for Nintendo, I think this pretty much squashes the July Direct, because what else? At this point, I mean, Nintendo's got everything on their plate for the rest of 2022. I don't think, I'm thinking maybe the next Direct will probably drop sometime in September, and that will talk about, all the games coming out maybe next year, do some releases, maybe finally show off Metroid Prime 4. Maybe they'll show Zelda, maybe even give a proper release date, and maybe announce like a proper, because I think Zelda will definitely get like its own like major blowout Direct, probably sometime early in 2023, but maybe we'll get some gameplay updates, stuff like that for that. So again, I think the July Direct is squashed. I don't think it's going to happen at this point. I mean, we're already halfway in July. Bayonetta was really the next big thing that we did not know about. So glad to see it released. It looks great. It's weird. It's Bayonetta. So. And then I wanted to talk about Bandai Namco, the publisher of, FromSoft games and Dragon Ball Z and some other stuff. They got hacked by a ransomware group called ALPHV. I don't know what that acronym stands for. That's not too important. But what came out of it, I believe, is, let's see. Let me go ahead and I'll pull it up on the screen for you guys so you can see it as I am seeing it here. Let's see. That being said, we know about Dragon Ball, the breakers, like the, I don't know how to describe it, the hide and seek game, like the prop hunt game from Call of Duty, but you play as Dragon Ball Z characters, and I think you're hiding from like Cell and Frieza and stuff like that. So it looks interesting. I don't know. I'm a big Dragon Ball fan, so I'll probably check it out, depending on if it's free to play or not. Armored Core, the old FromSoft game, that's on this leak. It's Bandai Company's like major releases for 2023. Little Nightmares 3 comes out Q2 of 2023. Little Nightmares franchise is absolutely fantastic. It's creepy. It's weird. It's uncomfortable. It's really good. Dragon Ball Fighters. If Dragon Ball Fighters Super, if that is true, I am super excited. I played a ton of Dragon Ball Fighters, and they just released a character like 3 or 4 months ago. So they've been constantly putting characters out, and it's rumored that the next season of Dragon Ball Super is coming out next year. So that is a good chance that this game could launch with that. Whether it's hard to tell. I'm assuming it's a brand new game, or maybe it's just a giant expansion. But I think I'm ready for a new Dragon Ball Fighters game at this point. And then of course Tekken 8, we got a logo for that. But I think someone said that it looks exactly like the Tekken 7 logo, just with an 8. So again, take this with a grain of salt. It may or may not be true. We'll see. And then Elden Ring, Barbarian of the Badlands. Some DLC. I am obviously, this is the most I'm excited for right here, is that Barbarian of the Badlands. It's kind of a weird name. I don't know if it fits. I don't know how true or that sounds, but either way, any kind of DLC for Elden Ring I am super excited for. I just purchased the Dark Souls 3 DLC because I never did play that, so I will probably play that at some point here in the near future. Code Vein 2, Q4 of 2023, One Punch Man. I'm assuming it's probably some sort of fighting game. And then Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3. And this is where it kind of makes the most sense, because that has been confirmed that it is in development. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 1 and 2 are actually really excellent Dragon Ball games. They're a lot of fun. They take, if you haven't ever played it, they take place... you kind of create your own character, but Trunks is one of the main characters in the game that you don't play as, but you go back in time and kind of try to fix history. There's like a whole story and stuff. It's really cool how they do that. So, and they're still putting content in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, so maybe they're gonna finally stop pumping out content and drop Xenoverse 3 next year. That would be super cool. And I forgot to mention Bayonetta 3. Let me just jump back up to that real quick. They released the Trinity Masquerade Edition as well. So much like the Xenoblade 3, I'm sure it's going to be impossible to get. It'll probably be sold on the Nintendo Shop, which was a nightmare for Xenoblade 3. It looks really cool. It comes with the physical game art book. And then 3 alternate covers. Again, I'll have the picture up on screen so you guys can see it, but it looks really cool. I will try to pick this up, but I doubt I will be able to just because of scalpers. And can we also talk about that? Like, I'm sick of everything being so hard to acquire nowadays. You know, I've gotten more into the mood of wanting to collect things again, just because I'm a super nerd, so I want to start, buying more random stuff that I don't need, and I can't get it because of scalpers. They are absolutely ridiculous. Like, I know there's a chip shortage, so like PS5s are like nearly impossible to get at this point. Series X, I think, are starting to get in rotation a little bit faster now, and then I've seen a bunch of Series S's at like Walmart and stuff. So and a bunch of Switches. So it seems like stuff's starting to pick up, but the scalping is still just absolutely bonkers, and I'm sick of it. So moving on from that, I hope this Bandai Namco hack list is true. Obviously Elden Ring, Fighters, both Dragon Ball games, I'm super excited for. So next topic, let me grab a drink here, a sip. My voice is getting destroyed. I work for a call center for a living, so by the end of the day, my voice is usually pretty shot. So, all right. So, Supermassive Games, the developer behind Until Dawn, recently The Quarry, is getting acquired by Nordisk Games. I'm really surprised that Sony or PlayStation didn't pick them up as a developer, because they had Until Dawn was an exclusive, and they're the really only game company doing this narrative driven game like this, where you don't have maybe necessarily full control of the character, and you're kind of making choices along, as the game goes and stuff like that. So nobody else is doing it. It's really cool. I do want to try the Quarry at some point, but I also haven't tried their other games as well. So, we'll see. I definitely want to check it out in the future. Maybe if it goes on sale or something like that. Moving on to, and I'm gonna pull this link up because I want to read it word for word because it's hilarious. So, The Last of Us Part 1, that beautiful remake of a less than 10-year-old game, Last of Us, the one that's been released twice now already, is obviously getting that remake, getting renamed Part 1, which makes sense. Last of Us Part 2, and don't get me wrong, Last of Us series is absolutely fantastic. It's one of my favorite series of all time. It's great. Narrative is great. The gameplay is fun. From the sneaking and all that stuff it's a lot of fun. And I love PlayStation. I love to hate on PlayStation because I think PlayStation fanboys get so uptight about PlayStation. It's hilarious. But a developer came out, Robert Morrison, who also worked on God of War 2018, Resident Evil 7, and Injustice 2, said that, and I quote, "The Last of Us Part 1 is the most meticulously built and crafted project that I have ever seen or been a part of in my entire career." For the man who worked on God of War 2018, one of the greatest games of all time, in my opinion. It's absolutely fantastic. So if you have to come out and say this, and he also mentioned that it's not a crash grab, more or less. If you have to come out and say that it's not a crash grab, it's a cash grab. Don't get me wrong. Like it looks pretty in spots, but in some spots it looks weirdly worse than the original game. Like I don't know. It doesn't have like that gritty feeling that the original had. It's kind of looks plasticky almost from the trailers. The one trailer I saw, and the photos I've seen of the screenshots I've seen of the game. So I don't know. You can say what you want to say. A lot of companies are, up-resing their games to the Series X and PS5 for free. I could see maybe if you either included this into the PlayStation Plus subscription, gave people like a $10 to $20 upgrade, or even charge like $30 for it, I could get behind it. But charging somebody $70 for a game that's already been released twice is ridiculous. The game itself, may be, the developers may be really wanting to put this thing out and do good by it and have a truly remastered version of The Last of Us, because Last of Us came out in 2013, I believe, and then they released the PS4 version in 2014. And they called it the remastered edition. So, it's been a while, but to charge somebody $70 for this game is a cash grab. I don't necessarily agree with $70 games. Some maybe. God of War probably going to be worth it for $70. Returnal, maybe not a $70 game. I know it's kind of all subjective in what you would pay for it. But again, I don't think that a game that's already been released twice and for a third time should be charged $70. That's kind of criminal to me, but who am I, right? Who am I? So today I added, there was really one, well, we'll talk about, so E3 is coming back. The ESA is kind of, they had nothing in 2020. 2021 they had, their kind of, I think it was a digital event, and then 2022 they ended up canceling, and obviously Jeff Keighley has taken over kind of the E3 time block with his Game Fest, and I know I'm not in the game industry. I heard from podcasts that I listened to and other people in the industry that E3 has definitely fallen far from grace, is what I hear. It's kind of pointless, and a lot of developers and companies have also pulling out. Like, Microsoft was kind of parallel to E3. They weren't necessarily part of it, but they own the amphitheater that's right next to the typical venue for where E3 is held. So they always, they do their press conferences and stuff like that. So a lot of companies have already backed out. EA has backed out in the past. Obviously, PlayStation hasn't been a part of E3 in a few years, and Nintendo kind of runs their own thing, and then they have like their Treehouse stuff usually around the E3 time frame. So a lot of companies have already pulled out. So E3 they're teaming up with oh gosh, is it Repop? They're the people, the company that also hosts PAX. So if you like PAX, cool. If you don't, then maybe have some concern. I've never been to a PAX. I know a lot of people like it. Also know a lot of people that kind of dislike it, that I've heard in the industry. So take that for a grain of salt. I personally, as a gamer that has grown up with E3 and just getting all the news in like a 4-day period and just being overwhelmed with so much news, I truly do miss that. Jeff Keighley has tried his best with Game Fest. I think it's too commercialized. I think there's way too many commercials. I think there's way too many free-to-play commercials that gamers that are already gaming, they already know. It's a little annoying to me. Like his Game Fest show was like 2.5 hours, and it really only needed to be an hour without commercials. And I understand you got to pay the bills, you got to pay for the show, but it's a little bit too much for me, and especially this year, like it was pretty lackluster. And they also ended it on the Last of Us Part 1 remake announcement, so that kind of killed the whole vibe of the show for me. So I want to see what they do this year or next year for E3, see if companies are going to get involved, because at the end of the day, it's a trade show. They're coming together. They want the people in the industry to come together to collaborate and all that good stuff. So, and then the press conferences was always kind of the side piece of E3, but that really kind of went to the forefront as years went on. So looking forward to that. Hopefully a bunch of companies will go back to E3, at least try it one more year, because I truly do miss that just huge amount of news. I know we got a lot this year with Game Fest. There's a lot of other developers doing their own. Devolver Digital always does a really awesome show and stuff like that. So but I would want to see what E3 can do as its like maybe last ditch effort to host something. So looking forward to that, see what they can do. And the last couple stories here from today, Thursday, is Skate 4 is officially announced as going to free to play, and it's also just called Skate. Obviously Skate comes from, it's owned by EA, so it's being published by EA, and EA just kind of had that insensitive tweet about single player games. I'm a little bit more worried about Skate than I was before. I had a feeling that it wasn't going to be called Skate 4. I figured it would just be called simply Skate, just as a refresh of the series, a reboot, if you will. So, being free to play, it's going to be riddled with microtransactions and stuff like that. Hopefully, the gameplay is what we expect from Skate, and hopefully, there's just a big incentive to play, and hopefully, we can unlock cool stuff without having to pay an arm and a leg for microtransactions. So a little bit nervous. My brother, my co-host of our gaming podcast, Gaming with the Broadcast, that we record every Monday at 8:30 Eastern Time on twitch.tv/Gaming with the Broadcast. He's a skateboarder. He skateboards in real life. He's also a huge skate fan, Tony Hawk fan. So I'm curious to see what his thoughts are for this free-to-play game going forward. I'm curious to see what he has to say, so check that out if you want to. And then lastly here, PlayStation announced their PlayStation Stars, kind of like a rewards program, which, and funny enough, they came out and said that none of this was like NFT stuff, which didn't give me NFT vibes, but I guess just because NFTs are so negative, they had to come out and say that, because I guess maybe some people were saying it kind of sounds like NFT scum stuff, so I don't know. Either way, it's a rewards program for simply playing PlayStation games. They said they're going to get rewards for completing a game, be the first person to platinum a game, all that stuff. I think you can use points and stuff to buy like cosmetics, like, you know, stuff like that. I think you can earn actual, not real life money, but currency to use in the PlayStation Store. I'm sure you probably have to play a lot of games to accumulate enough money to buy anything. Kind of like, you know, Nintendo's coin system they use. Like, you get 300 coins, which accumulates to maybe like $3 or 30 cents or what, you know, whatever that difference is. I'm not quite sure, but so I mean, that's cool, right? You know, it's kind of random, and it, you know, coming off their PlayStation you know, Plus subscription model thing. But I think it's free to everybody. Like, you don't have to be a subscriber to participate in the reward. So that's really cool. You know, extra incentive to play games. So I'm all for that. You know, even if takes forever. You know, sounds like going to an arcade and you have to, you know, buy a bunch of tokens to win prizes that are cheaper than what you would have paid for the tokens. So, you know, it is what it is. But good on PlayStation for stuff like that. You know, Xbox has got some stuff similar to that with their Game Pass stuff and rewards. So, pretty cool for them to have something pretty similar and stuff like that. So, again, normally at this part of the show, I would maybe either talk about some games I've been playing, or some new releases. I'll probably start doing that in the future. Is anybody else have like that post Elden Ring depression? I've talked about it on the podcast before, but ever since Elden Ring came out, like, I just have not played that many games, nor have I had like a big desire to. It's weird. I've been doing a lot of YouTube stuff and trying to work on doing like TikTok clips and stuff from the podcast. I've been mainly doing that in my free time when I have time after my job and stuff. Got a family and stuff like that. So, but still, like, I don't know if there's just not a lot of games out right now that I'm truly wanting to play. But yeah, it still feels like I'm in that post Elden Ring depression. So I've been itching to go back to it. That's why I bought the DLC for Dark Souls, just so I can get that From Software itch, because yeah, those games are truly, truly amazing. And again, with subjectiveness of the Last of Us remake, like, if they were to release a remaster or a remake of Bloodborne for $70, I'd probably play it. But again, that game's only been released once, so, you know, not to harp back on, you know, the Last of Us remake, I'm sure it'll be fine. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna stop talking about it, because I could talk about it forever and how much of a cash grab I think it is. So yeah, this is the first The Gamer Show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Take a little sippy again. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I like talking about games, so just talking about games for about 20 or 30 minutes is fun to me. I like doing it. If you guys like this show, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below to talk about any of the news I went over. Any suggestions? I'm seriously taking suggestions on, you know, maybe other topics or segments of the show that I can do. I do say a lot, so just get used to that. I'm sorry. I'm a terrible public speaker, so it is what it is. But again, this is just supposed to be a really chill, you know, Friday morning show. Again, I'm probably going to upload it, have it scheduled to upload at 7 o'clock every Friday for the time being. If people like it, again, I'll probably do a Wednesday show too. And the main goal is to start doing it a live stream or something like that. Like, that could be really cool. Again, I've always wanted to do like some sort of morning show that I can really enjoy and kind of, you know, do live and talk with people and have discussions and stuff like that. So let's be part of that discussion. I would really appreciate that. So again, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next show.